All right, look, I understand some of you guys are going to get mad at me, but here's the thing. We're in the dead of the off season, and when something like this comes up, because this is the juicy stuff, this is the stuff that fans want to sink our teeth into. This is when you pull back the curtain and you see what's going on behind the scenes with, in this case, one of, if not the biggest trade in the salary cap era. I'm talking about what was maybe the biggest reason for Matthew Tkachuk leaving the Calgary Flames in a trade and not being willing to sign with the Calgary Flames long term. And if you're thinking, oh, this is a bunch of hogwash, could be, but this was said by, okay, it's not a media member, it's not a fan, but by a Calgary Flames player. Adam Ruzicka, who plays for the Calgary Flames, this was posted on Twitter, I saw this. Apparently, this is a quote from Adam Ruzicka in an interview with Valabic and Gaborik on their podcast. He said, and I quote, "I don't know what else played a role there, but he really insisted on becoming captain, and I think they couldn't fulfill that request, which played a big role in him leaving." Okay, and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, how do you know that's what he said? Mistranslated. I know we saw, even like last year with Zadorov, the stuff he mentioned about McKinnon was mistranslated a little bit. But here it says in this Reddit article talking about, I apologize for the kind of chaotic quote, but that's what Ruzicka said, or at least closest to that as I was translating from Slovak. Okay, so to me, again, if this is the reason why Matthew left, that's mind-boggling. Of course, there was some other stuff, okay? Of course, he maybe saw the bright lights of Florida, okay? Maybe not bright lights, but the beach in Florida, and said, ooh, that's attractive. We saw in his conference, he mentioned that the lifestyle in Florida was great for him and something he really wanted to go and check out, and a big reason why he wants to spend, a quote from him, the rest of his career as a Florida Panther. But to me here, to not be captain and for that to be one of the reasons why would be a shocking reason here. And if that's what it is, if Daryl Sutter put his foot down, if upper management put their foot down and said, Matthew, you're not going to be the captain of this team, and that's when he said, okay, then trade me, that would be nuts. Of course, we've got the Johnny Gaudreau angle in there too, where maybe he leaving played a role in it. I know Matthew came out and said it had nothing to do with Gaudreau leaving. Why he didn't want to stay long-term in Calgary, I don't believe that. I think it maybe wasn't the main reason, but it played a role, for sure, in him not wanting to stay long-term as a Calgary Flame. But, hey, to me, I mean, does it get any more reputable than a player on the team who's in the dressing room, who trains with this guy, who probably eats breakfast with him, hang out with him on the road? This is reputable, okay? And yes, you could come at me with the angle of, oh, maybe it wasn't translated directly from Slovak, but man, is this a bomb if it is. And look, we've had a few different sources, especially it's been floating around on Flames Twitter, that this is a quote, and this has happened here. And again, who knows if it's the main reason or not, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised, especially with Brady, his brother, up in the nation's capital, getting the C slapped on his chest pretty much right after he signed his long-term extension. So I would not be surprised if this was part of the negotiation and part of what made Tkachuk want to leave, because we know he's mentioned for years. I've watched a bunch of interviews with Matthew Tkachuk over the years. Flames fans were anointing this guy already as the captain when he wasn't, and people were saying that he was the guy who was going to get the C on his jersey. So for him, he mentioned when he was asked about it that he would love it, that it would be an honor and all this stuff. He would love to be the captain, and I could definitely see him as the type of guy to want that C on his jersey. And even looking at the first comment to this Reddit post from Iani Sims 10, this wouldn't surprise me. Players often use the captaincy as a negotiating tool, and the Tkachuk family is not exactly known for being GM friendly. I would love to just be a fly on the wall and to know if the captaincy was part of Brady's negotiation. Because again, like I mentioned, he was made captain almost immediately after he signed his long-term extension with the Ottawa Senators. So I would just like to know what's going on there. This is a crazy reason. I mean, again, there's other stuff that goes into it, but if this played a part, if this played a big part in Tkachuk not wanting to stay long-term, come on, get over yourself, man. I mean, do you really have that big of an issue wearing an A on your chest instead of a C, and that would make you want to leave? Not sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about this. I want to hear about it. If you want more Flames content, make sure you show me by liking, commenting, subscribing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.